Imagine a building so tall that the top disappears above the clouds. That's not a science fiction fantasy. That's the Jeddah Tower, soon to be the world's tallest building. You are watching MegaConstructs, where we explore colossal builds from around the globe. Let's start today's journey. Part 1. Introduction. A needle in the sky. Imagine standing next to the Eiffel Tower. Now, stack 3 more of them on top. That's how high the Jeddah Tower will reach, over 1 full kilometre into the sky. If you've heard of Saudi Arabia's megaprojects recently, you've probably heard about problems. NEOM has been dramatically scaled back. The line struggles to get off the ground. But hiding in plain sight, between the Red Sea and the desert, one project is doing something the others haven't quite managed to do. It is actually being built and moving towards completion. This isn't a plan on paper. This is concrete you can touch, steel you can see, and a structure that has already crossed 100 floors and 400 meters in height. This is the Jeddah Tower, taller than the Burj Khalifa, the world's first true kilometre-high structure. And it has a comeback story unlike any other. Today, we are going to take you from the bottom of its impossible foundations to its very top, to understand what it takes to build the tallest building on Earth. Part 2. Vision, like a desert flower. The Jeddah Tower, originally called the Kingdom Tower, was first announced in 2011. It was never just a building. It was meant to be the center point of Jeddah Economic City, a $20 billion development on the shores of the Red Sea. The architects at Adrian Smith plus Gordon Gill had a secret weapon. They also designed the Burj Khalifa. But for Jeddah, they didn't want a stepped, tiered look. They wanted something sleeker, more aerodynamic. The architect, Gordon Gill, once described the finished shape as like a child's drawing of a paper aeroplane, 3 wings rising from a central core. It was inspired by the folded fronds of a desert plant. The 3 wings provide stability, while the tapering angle scatters the wind, meaning the building cuts through the sky rather than fighting it. The goal was ambitious, over 1,000 meters. For the first time in human history, a building would tower 1 full kilometer above the earth. But before you can go that high, you have to deal with the ground. Part 3. Foundation, digging deeper than anyone. The Jeddah Tower sits beside the Red Sea, but the soil there is a nightmare. It's a mix of limestone, coral rock, and sandy silt. If you built a skyscraper on that without reinforcement, it would simply sink. So engineers went to work. They first drilled 270 giant holes deep into the earth. Some of these holes reached 105 meters deep. That is longer than a football field, going further underground than the Washington Monument is tall above ground. Into these holes, they dropped massive steel cages and poured high-strength concrete. These piles act like roots, anchoring the tower into the solid bedrock far below. On top of these 270 piles, they laid a 5-meter thick concrete mat that is taller than a double-decker bus, covering over 7,500 square meters, bigger than a football pitch. This raft alone used enough concrete to fill more than 7 Olympic swimming pools. The foundation supports over 900,000 tons of weight. It is the strongest and deepest foundation ever built for a skyscraper. Once the ground was ready, work started on the core. Using automated jump forms, essentially climbing molds, workers started pouring concrete for the central spine. Every 4 days, the mold climbed higher and a new floor emerged. By 2017, the tower was already 63 stories high. Then, in 2018, everything stopped. Part 4. The pause, 6 years of silence. A nationwide anti-corruption purge swept through Saudi Arabia. The tower's main contractor, the Saudi Bin Laden Group, was caught up in the crackdown. The project's developer, Prince Al-Walid bin Talal, was also briefly detained. Payments froze. Contracts were voided. The cranes stopped turning. For 6 long years, the Jeddah Tower sat as a skeleton, a half-finished concrete stalk exposed to the burning sun and salty Red Sea air. Locals wondered if the dream was dead. But while the tower sat idle, something remarkable was happening underground. The foundations didn't shift. The concrete didn't crack. The piles held strong. Then, in late 2023, whispers emerged. Contractors were invited to bid again. By October 2024, a new contract was signed. And on January 21, 2025, in a ceremony attended by Prince Al-Walid himself, concrete was poured on the 64th floor. The world's most ambitious abandoned building was alive again. Part 5. The comeback. A floor every 4 days. Once the restart happened, the project accelerated. By December 2025, the tower had passed 80 floors. By April 2026, it exceeded 100 floors, rising beyond 400 meters. Today, crews are adding a new floor every 3 to 4 days. And the pace is actually picking up. As the architect Gordon Gill explained, the floor plates get smaller as you go up, which means they can pour them even faster. Engineers are now pumping concrete to record heights, up to 800 meters vertically through a pipe the width of your arm. The concrete is mixed with ice and chilled water so it stays workable when it arrives at the top. At the peak of the operation, there are over 5,000 workers on site at any time, speaking dozens of languages, working double shifts in the desert heat. Part 6. The shape, why it looks like a spear. So, why 3 wings? When you build a skyscraper this tall, the wind is your greatest enemy. At 600 meters up, the wind speed can exceed 130 kilometers per hour. A rectangular building would twist and shake itself apart. The solution is to design the building as a wind scoop, a shape that sheds the wind rather than blocking it. The 3 wings of the Jeddah Tower, which taper at different rates, break up the wind vortices that form around the structure. This process, called vortex shedding, is managed so effectively that the building doesn't need heavy internal dampers or outriggers. Instead, the wings themselves are the structure. They transfer the wind load into the central core, which is made of reinforced concrete twice as strong as what you'd find in a standard skyscraper. And because the design is so efficient, concrete usage is actually less per square meter than many shorter skyscrapers. As the architect put it, it is a very clear, very simple diagram. The power of it comes from that simplicity. Part 7. What will be inside? When finished, Jeddah Tower will have over 160 floors, though the exact number will be confirmed once the spire is complete. Inside, it will truly be a vertical city. Floors 19 to 27, a Four Seasons hotel with nearly 200 luxury rooms. Floors 19 to 27, the hotel sits directly above the commercial spaces, offering sweeping views of the Red Sea, serviced apartments and permanent residences, some spanning entire floors. And at the very top, on the 157th floor, the world's highest observation deck, currently planned to sit around 630 meters. Part 8. Costs and comparisons. The tower itself costs roughly $1.23 billion to build, though the wider Jeddah economic city development is valued at over $20 billion. To put that in perspective, the Burj Khalifa cost about $1.5 billion and stands at 828 meters. The Jeddah Tower will be 172 to 180 meters taller, costing roughly the same. That's because the team learned from the Burj's construction and streamlined the process. The deepest piles in the foundation reach 105 meters. The concrete mat is 5 meters thick. The tower will be made of 500,000 cubic meters of concrete and 80,000 tons of steel. Part 9. Challenges ahead. Of course, there are still obstacles. The upper half of the tower gets thinner and more delicate. At the very top, the last 200 meters are a structural spire only. There are no floors or rooms, just a tapered point. The heat also remains a problem. When the tower crosses 600 meters, temperatures don't drop, they remain punishing. Advanced reflective glass cladding will block UV rays, and the building's high-performance facade will help manage interior cooling. And then there is the question of timing. The official completion target is August 2028. With construction now well past the halfway point, the deadline looks increasingly achievable. Part 10. Conclusion, the one that actually gets built. So, here is where we stand. In a country full of plans and promises, from NEOM to the line, one project has done what almost no other has managed. It got off the ground, survived a 6-year pause, and is now racing toward completion. The Jeddah Tower won't just be a building. It will be a symbol of what happens when engineers refuse to stop, when foundations hold when they should crumble, and when an idea is just too powerful to leave unfinished. Whether you love or hate megaprojects, you have to admit, watching a tower break the 1-kilometer barrier for the first time in human history is something special. And when you look up at that needle in the sky, remember, the ground beneath it is stronger than anything we've ever built. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the world's most colossal builds, please hit like and subscribe to MegaConstructs so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching.